I have never made a YouTube video before, so this is probably gonna suck. My name is Sam. I'm a intermediate crocheter. I started crocheting about a year and a half ago in 2023. So I'm a wannabe fiber artist and poet, and I kind of just want to jump into things. I'm just going to start by telling y'all every crochet project that I've ever crocheted ever. So starting from the very beginning, the first project that I ever did was a scarf. I made 2 scarves using the same pattern. I used Hooked by Robin's Quick and Easy Crochet Scarf. She has a tutorial I will link down below. Many of the patterns I'm referencing do have tutorials that are free, or the pattern itself is free, so I'll be sure to link all of that. And if there is a pattern that you have to purchase, I will also be sure to link to that as well in the description below. So if you are curious to create any of these for yourself, please look in the description. So I made a scarf for my mom using Lion brand Scarfie Lite in the color, I think it's Tartan, Tartan. And then I made another one using the same type of yarn, the Scarfie Lite, in the color Seaglass. I liked this project. I did this in like November 23, so it's been quite a while. So I can't, like, struggling to remember the process. But I remember thinking it looked pretty good. I think if I could go back in time, I would probably make the scarves a little bit longer than suggested, but I don't think that's because Hooked by Robin like necessarily did anything wrong. It's just that my family is a lot taller than your average person. So after that, I guess I had caught the scarf bug. Truly, like, if you're looking to get into crochet and you want to like make something, long rectangles are really the way to go. So the next thing I made was a scarf for my boyfriend. I used the pattern by Through the Loop called the Fairbrook scarf. I used, again, Lion brand. You're going to notice the theme that as I got started, I was like very much a loyalist to Lion brand. I used the local grown 100% USA wool in the color Moss. I really enjoyed making this scarf. It was the first time I had ever done like front loop or back loop crochet, and creating like not just your standard like flat loop. Like, it was the first time I'd ever kind of delved into like a more textured look, and I just really enjoyed it. I thought it looked really like good, you know, for something that I made pretty quickly as a beginner crocheter, and I thought it was really accessible and the pattern was super easy to follow. Next, I made a Valentine's Day scarf using the tutorial made by Viv Crochets. It's her tutorial on how to crochet a heart granny square, which again, it'll be linked down below.
Hi, it's voiceover Sam. I realized that I forgot to tell y'all what yarn I used. So I used Lion Brand's Wool Ease yarn in the color Dark Rose Heather, and I used the same type of yarn in the color Blush Heather.
So I use that to make a scarf. Just for some context, I love to collect like little decorative birds, and a few years ago I bought a bird that's quite large, and he is sort of decked out in sort of like a Victorian garb. I'll insert a picture of him, and we call him Charles Chickens. So I made Charles Chickens a scarf for Valentine's Day so that he could be decorative, and I wanted to be able to keep him out past just the fall. So this seemed like a good way to do that. After that, I tried to make a sweater vest. It was my first time making an item of clothing for myself, and it was an absolute fail. I don't know what I did wrong. Actually, I suspect now that what it was is I didn't do a gauge beforehand, and so I kind of went into it just like, it's fine, I'll follow the instructions, and it was way too big. Like way too big. So fuck that. I still have the yarn from that project like balled up that I need to do something with, but The sweater vest pattern I used was by Crochet by Carrie, and it's called the Crochet Vest Top. And I had used the Lion brand local grown yarn in the color Bluegrass. After that, I started working on a granny square cardigan that I probably started working on it in February or March. I can't quite remember, but it truly was a year-long project, mainly because I did not crochet for about 4 months last summer. I just burned myself out doing another project, which I will explain, don't you worry. And so I didn't crochet for like 4 months. And so I started working on this granny square cardigan. I used a pattern by Hey Hey Crochet. It's called the Crochet Cozy Granny Square Cardigan. There is a free pattern and a video tutorial. It was super easy to read. It was like such a cool thing to put together, and I was like so proud of it as I was working on it. And I was able to give it to my older sister for her birthday, and like she was obsessed. She loves it. She wears it. It was great. Like it's truly, like, to date, I think my favorite thing I've ever made. I used the Lion brand Heartland yarn in the colors Yosemite, Rocky Mountains, Mammoth Cave, and Grand Canyon. And it was beautiful and I love it. And I kind of wish that I had made myself one and not given it to my sister, but we learn. Then I started the project that ultimately burned me out. So I decided that about 3 weeks before a baby shower I was supposed to go to for a friend who was having twin boys, that I wanted to crochet little lovey blankets, 2 of them. And so I did, I don't know that I've ever heard this word pronounced, so I might mispronounce it, but I did amigurumi loveys. It's a pattern I found. I think I got it off of Etsy from Theodore and Rose. It's called their Sleepy Baby Loveys. I had never made any kind of stuffed animal before. I was really ambitious and it consumed my life for about 3 weeks. I literally finished the project probably 2 hours before the baby shower. And I loved them. I thought they were super cute. But then I was like, I'm never crocheting again.
Hi, voiceover Sam again. I also forgot to tell y'all the yarn for this. So for the frog, I used Caron brand White Sage. And then for the other one, I used Caron brand again, and it is in the color Honeycomb.
I did not crochet anything until September, somewhere in there. I know it had to have been around that time because the next thing I made was a crochet tote bag that I made for my mom's birthday. I followed Viv Crochet's tutorial, the simple crochet tote bag tutorial, and I made it using the Lion brand 24/7 cotton yarn in the color Rosé. I really liked it. It was really sturdy. And yeah, it was like a simple project to follow. And I really liked how it turned out. So definitely recommend that. And from that, like, I jumped immediately into making a blanket that I gave to my great grandmother for Christmas this year. I used the Daisy Farmcraft pattern called Crochet Chunky Even Moss Blanket. Yeah, okay, so I used the Yarn Inspirations Burnette blanket yarn. I used the colors Paisley Blue, Purple Nymph, Seagull Gray, and oh, it was Bright Sage. And yeah, I think it turned out like great. My great grandmother loved it. It was really easy. I was able to do it in like a week and a half. So those are all of the projects I have undertaken. I'm really excited for like this upcoming year and all the things that like I'll continue to make, and sort of documenting my journey on this channel. I'm hoping to do like quite a few things on this channel, like show y'all not only like my fiber arts journey and like crochet content, but I'm also trying to learn how to sew and knit, and I really want to document all of that. And I'm also a poet. I have an MFA in creative writing and I'm a published poet, and so I like to incorporate poetry into this channel as well. So, and then to end, I want to talk about what I'm currently working on. So I have 3 whips currently. I am currently working on a granny square blanket. I'm following the pattern by Sarah Maker. It's just her granny square blanket pattern. It'll be linked below. And I'm using Big Twist 100% acrylic yarn in a medium weight. And I'm using the colors Cornflower, Baby Pink, Magenta, Ivory, and Sky Blue. And then I'm also currently working on a Graphgan. I'm using Daisy Farm Crafts crochet, griddle, stitch, inverse squares, and it's a big one. I'm anticipating it taking me probably like my cardigan. It'll be like 6 months. And I'm using Big Twist. It's like the Hush. It's like a polyester yarn. It's like a bulky weight. And I'm using it in the colors Evergreen and Birch. And then my final thing that I'm working on right now, I'm really excited about, is I am taking on the vest again. I'm using a different type of yarn. It's my first like indie expensive hand-dyed yarn that I have ever used. I got it for my birthday from my boyfriend. And it's called Emma's Yarn. It's bodacious bulky in the color Bobbin, and it's beautiful and I love it. And I'm using it to make a pattern by, she's French. I don't know if the creator's French, but the name is French, and so I'm going to butcher it. Mon Petit Violon Designs, called the Diablo Vest. So those are my current works in progress. So I'm super excited about all of that. Honestly, I just kind of wanted to launch straight into things. I'm sure that this video will probably be really embarrassing for me to edit and post and watch back because I've never done this before. So I'm learning and I'm letting myself learn something and possibly be bad at it at first. So I hope that somebody sees this and that somebody can relate to being bad at something the first time you do it and trying and being scared and doing it anyway. And yeah, other than that, I will see y'all in the next one. Okay, bye.